is truly an honor and a privilege for me to be here at Pinehurst School, or whatever your school is called today. I say it's a privilege because it's a violation of my parole to be around children. But enough about that. Hello, little boys and little girls. Kids, I started doing drugs when I was little, just like you, Coach. Me and my friends would go home and smoke marijuana after school. Can you say marijuana? Marijuana? That's what I was smoking. Sometimes dipped in embalming fluid. And me and my friends would laugh and giggle and eat all the cookies. It was terrible. Terrible.
I can definitely say he was the absolute worst anti-drug speaker in the history of drugs. And then he basically told them where and how to buy the stuff.
We all know we can sneak into our mama's room when she's sleeping and take $5, $10, maybe $20 out of purse, run on down to 3rd Street, catch the D bus downtown, and meet a Latin American fellow named Martinez. We know that. And we know that Martinez stuff is the bomb.
Ahoy, tent pirates, plant parents, conscious consumers, and the morbidly curious. Welcome to Cultivation Conversation, a podcast for growers by growers. Come chat with our hosts, Captain Autoflower, the Real Green Monster, and myself, Girl Go Grow. Grab a bouquet of your favorite flowers, apparatus of choice, and don't forget the fire while I tell you about the special companies that help keep this ship afloat. We are busy people, and we demand the best for our plants, so all three of us automate our grows with Autopots. Available in over 63 countries, gravity-powered Autopot systems rely on no pumps, no timers, and no power to operate. This plant-driven automated watering is so precise, it will reduce consumption of feed while increasing yield. An effective and efficient way to delegate a little responsibility. Let your plants feed themselves. Use code CC10 at autopot-usa.com. If quality is the name of your game, look no further than AC Infinity. AC Infinity's grow tents, lights, accessories, and ventilation systems offer reliability and affordability along with total environmental control. Use code CULTIVATION on acinfinity.com to save even more. Frass Valley produces the highest quality superworm frass. Naturally strengthen your plants and enhance their resistance to pests and disease. Use code CC10 at frassvalley.com. We are big fans of Mass Hydroponics. Whether you're a local in Massachusetts or accessing their full online catalog, they are your one-stop shop for all of your growing needs. Use code CC10 at mass-hydro.com.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? How are you tonight?
I'm motherfucker.
What up? Back. Well, sorry if you saw the little sneak preview technical difficulties episode. You were one of the few.
We're gonna publish that.
It's called That Didn't Actually Happen.
That didn't actually happen. That was great.
But what's up? How are you doing, man? Everyone in the chat, welcome. Goonie Genetics. Welcome, brother. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fan-fucking-tastic, dude. I love the shirt, by the way. I mean,
appreciate it.
Hey, you guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to do that this show?
That's it's gonna make my day for sure.
More than a lot. More than that time. One, I'll tell you. My wife has never seen the Goonies, dude.
That's crazy.
Never. I have her downstairs watching it right now.
Doing her homework.
That's what's
strapped
up.
her to the chair like Clockwork Orange style, held her eyelids open with with tweezers.
This is a movie.
Oh my goodness. I hope you have a safe word.
You will watch this and you will like it. But yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What are you smoking on tonight?
Yeah, I'm smoking on some. That's the main question. Yeah, I'm smoking on some New Jersey Devil. It's a collab between me and my homie AC Seed, South Jersey Genetics.
Hell yeah.
It's a collab we worked on together. He's got it over on his end, so can't get the packs from me. You got to get them from him. But it's the backwoods. It's his backwoods chem to my Heartless Creature.
Ooh.
Word. Well, got like a terp profile description or your high kind of profile you could give?
It's definitely got the chem in there, which is what we were hunting for when we initially made them. And it hit a lot of the candy profile from the Heartless Creature. And it has this kind of like funky cantaloupe kind of melon to it. Ooh. So very, very nice.
Cantaloupe. Cool. Well, cheers to that. About you, Monster or G3? Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
You can skip me. You guys already know. There's no point.
She still has mango smile. Okay, all right. Still a little bit left in the stash.
Yeah. I'm saving it for shows now. That's how much I love you guys. Mm-hmm.
We love you too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah.
What are you smoking on, Cap?
I got some of the double bubble that we were talking about.
Hold on a second. Okay, good. Hi, Johnny. Jesus Christ. Like he won't stop.
In the chat. I know.
I'm laughing at the comments, dude. He's fucking got me dying. He said he's smoking on my mom.
I don't know. How would you roll that up, or would you pack in a bong?
I don't know. I mean, she's dead. I got her ashes. If you want to sprinkle it into shit, you know.
I guess it'd be like that movie, How High, man.
Yeah. You fucking smoke the ashes, and my mom just appears. Fucking
right.
Pretty fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up.
Maybe, but I got the double bubble that we were talking about with 2020, maybe 2 episodes ago, and man, it's a heavy hitter. It is very gassy, very, like loud terps, and definitely an indica. She was a squat one, broadleaf kind of plant, and as you could maybe tell from the technical difficulties we had, I'm pretty lit already, and I'm gonna
made you a little retarded.
Oh goodness, it's gonna be a good show.
I want to see somebody put that in the description of this drink. Makes you retarded, but you can't say that now because that offends certain people. So if the word retarded offends you, I'm sorry, you're retarded.
Just don't go full.
Yeah.
All right, Monster, what do you got?
Smoking on some cherry smash rosin. Flower rosin this time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm a big fan of the cherry terps and the cherry smash. You get like that cherry, but like a little bit of like an earthy tone on the back end, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy the buzz. It's a good all day smoke. I could smoke it all day and still do what I got to do, maintain a nice buzz. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Oh yeah. Sounds amazing.
Excuse me. My uncured weed cough here. A little bit harsher than it should be. All right, so Goonie.
That's always rough.
Yeah, right. I can't wait though. I got nothing.
Oh, I know, man. I know how it is.
This is it for me. Unless I'm hitting the dispo, man, I gotta smoke it.
I always try them right off the plant as soon as they're dry. I don't care if it's cured or not. I'm trying it at least once.
Right. You gotta at least get the sample. But no, I'm full in on them because I got nothing else. So got to do what you got to do. Right.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Right, so tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Like what brings you here tonight?
Yeah, man. Just the love for the plant, love for breeding. Breeding's always been my dream. Just now really getting a chance to follow it for the last 6 or 7 years. Before that, been growing about 12 years. All throughout that, been a barber. Now I'm a retired barber. I love the show.
Barber. Current breeder though.
Yep.
Following the
I
green
retired.
gene.
I retired like 6 or 7 years ago. I just let the license go recently because I was hanging on to it. I was thinking about buying into another barbershop, but I let it all go to follow the dream, full steam ahead.
Nice, man. That's badass.
For sure.
That's badass. Do you? I mean, you sound like you're from the States. You mind saying like whereabouts in the country?
Yeah, no, I don't mind, man. I'm from Ohio.
Or
For sure.
Prohibition land, eh?
Yeah, not really. It's decrim land for us.
Oh, all
You
right,
know,
word.
it's been pretty lax here my whole life. It's been decrimmed pretty heavily since the 70s. So growing up, cannabis for me has always seemed legal around here. Everyone just kind of treats it like it's legal because you got to get caught with a pretty decent amount for it to be even punishable by misdemeanor. So yeah, you can get it's
cool.
about 100 grams, and it's still only punishable by just a citation and about $150 fee. You don't even get a misdemeanor until, and actually that's actually doubled in 2020. They doubled it, so you can get caught with up to about 200 grams, about 7 ounces or so before it's a misdemeanor. So
it's like, yeah, it's just my travel stash, officer. I mean, you know,
it's my personal.
I have to have 7 ounces on me at all times. I mean, that's what I smoke on the daily. So that's pretty cool laws, honestly. I didn't know it was like that. So
yeah, it's been pretty awesome. You know, I mean, to live that kind of lifestyle as a youngster and just watch everybody growing up enjoying the plant like they should. I never really even knew it was illegal till they sent me to DARE class.
DARE. What a joke.
They mumbled on about it for a little bit, but you get home and you tell your people and they be like, that's all bullshit.
You know how much damage the DARE program did? Like,
to
fuck
cannabis?
the DARE program.
Oh,
seriously.
It was the best drug peddling operation in history. What are you talking about, G3?
God.
They
just stigmatized
succeeded
an entire
in their goal
generation of people.
Yeah, promoting drugs and telling you basically about all the different drugs that exist on planet Earth. And
they had like that little display with like it showed you like what they all look like. I'm like, oh,
I don't know
that's what
about
cocaine
you,
looks
but
like.
that shit just piqued my interest. I was like,
it's like you didn't know about it too.
Telling me that'll make cookies taste even better?
What?
Fuck.
This is great. Great information. Thanks. Told me a whole lot of shit I didn't know.
I remember all that bullshit. Man.
Yeah.
Third grade for me.
Yeah, we had officers come to our school and stuff.
Yeah. We had a DARE officer at our school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a whole DARE officer.
Yeah. I guess everyone did that, huh?
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
You know, here's I'm sorry to go off on a weird tangent, but you are bringing back some memories of like middle school, even elementary school now. DARE was 5th grade, right? 4th, 5th grade. It's probably the assembly after we had DARE. We had the fucking, remember the wrapping paper sales-a-thons that they would make you do? Around the holidays, you go door to door and sell like tins of candy and popcorn and wrapping paper to your neighbors.
Little samples of wrapping paper.
Yeah,
got this one.
Get you all hyped for these like cool prizes and shit. Like all you got to do is sell 100 units, kids. Get out there. Little capitalists.
Those were great.
Get out.
Made us all door to door salesmen. Could you imagine that now? No. Just send 100 kids out there, door to door salesmen and shit.
Dude, I remember like the candy bars they would send you with home. I remember my dad ate all those one day. He ate like $150 worth of candy bars.
Here's 100 spot.
Yeah, he was
50 in.
He was so bullshit. I was like, Dad, those are like $5 a piece, and he's like, huh? What do you mean? Like, and like, shit. Like you can't get certain things past my father's head. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, no, that's what they cost. Like, or I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, you're gonna fucking pay for the things. Like,
yeah, you know, somebody's got to put the money in there.
Dude, DARE was a crazy thing. Like, I can't believe they did that. Yeah, thank you for indulging my tangent there.
Oh, that was great.
So, Tell me a little bit about your history, man, with the plant, with getting into breeding and stuff. Like what led you down this path?
Sure. Let's see. Started around 2011. I got blessed by the OG homie with some grape ape seeds, and I just kind of fell in love with growing. Uh, we could tell a funny story if you want to go all the way back to my first time smoking. You want to hear a funny story?
Man.
Hell yeah, we
First
do.
time, first time I smoked was with my cousin. It was getting ready. It was the summer before I turned 13. We were hanging out in my aunt's bedroom. So obviously, everyone around me always smoked my whole life. So growing up, the smell is just as regular for me as coffee. So, but anyway, my aunt leaves for work that day, and it's smelling real strong and good from the dresser. Me and my cousin are playing some Nintendo Skater Die. You ever played Skater Die?
Oh, of
Yeah.
course, man. That was like the
So
original Nintendo.
we're sitting there playing some Skater Die, and we get to smoking on a nice. We find our bowl, so we get to smoking on this nice fat bowl of some funk. It's the first time, so I'm super high, and we're sitting there. We're playing the game for like what feels like forever, but it was probably only about 20 minutes. but anyway, we get into it, and when you crash at the end, the dude goes, "No way, dude!" And we swore for nobody could convince us that he wasn't saying "no weed, dude." It's still a joke between us now. We'll say it to each other when we see each other every now and again. It's fucking hilarious because it was the like defining moment of how high we were. We couldn't stop laughing. Every time we would die, he would say it. And we'd be like, "No weed, dude," because we smoked all of the weed she had left that day.
And there was none left.
It was just a tiny. She had like two tiny little nugs, and we smoked them both.
That's
it was
too
fucking
funny,
hilarious.
I love those days when you could just get like ripped as fuck with your buddies, like time dilation, that whole thing. I don't experience that anymore. Where like 20 minutes can feel like forever.
Oh yeah,
not for
that's
years.
the greatest.
Yeah, but on like two little nugs of probably nothing special, even.
Yeah.
Man, it sounds like a great first time, honestly.
Oh yeah, it was fucking great. So after that, it just kind of continued on for me. My love for cannabis kind of started there personally, but I didn't really start smoking heavily till I was about 14, and then I started pretty much smoking every day by then. By the time I was 16, I got busted my first time. That's another funny story. We were smoking behind the local convenience store, and we were smoking a blunt, and the cops got called. And when they pulled up, we just kind of tossed the blunt in the neighbor's yard. He had a dog with him, and it was like trying to smell the whole time. He never let the dog out of the car, right? So it's just me and two of my buddies, and we got nervous as hell. And he starts patting us down. Another cop shows up. They put us up against the wall, search us, looking for the weed. Found what was like probably a dime sack on my buddy. They just said, "We're all in trouble now." We didn't get in no trouble, dude. He took the weed, searched me, didn't find the weed that I had, which was a lot more than what he found, which is funny because he patted us down. He made us turn our socks inside out and everything, dude. It was a full-on search. And he still didn't find I had it tucked up underneath, you know what I mean?
Man.
He didn't find it. And funny story is he lets us go, keeps a little bit of weed that he found on my buddy. And then I go home, and my mom's like, "I got a call from Sergeant so-and-so about you guys smoking weed behind stinking Speedy Foods." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what a snitch. This guy's, he didn't bust us. He just called my mom. Fuck out of here. We're laughing.
Well, that's as good as busting you, right?
Yeah, but it kind of turned out good for me.
Right.
Yeah, because then my mom just let me smoke in a garage, so then I didn't have to go nowhere. Me and my buddies could just hang out in the garage.
Mom's like, "Yeah, you should probably just stay here if you're gonna do that, son."
Certainly worse things your kids could be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, man. I kind of miss those days, like I don't know, those good old prohibition days, man. Even in a town, like you were saying, you grew up, it was pretty liberal. Like people used it. You grew up around it. but like still it's prohibited, you know.
For sure.
And you had to be very, very sneaky to find it, to hang out with your buddies, find places you could smoke, all that stuff. I mean, I found myself in lots of parking lots, like always checking the lights. Like, oh my god, is that a cop? My one friend swore he could tell a cop just by the rear, you know, the lights. He'd be like 4 cars back. He'd be like, yo, that one's a cop. 4 cars back.
Oh yeah, that's doable easily, especially at night.
He was
4
usually
cars back.
He was usually right.
Yep.
Usually right.
Yeah.
Or was just one of
Nowadays,
those
it's a lot
motherfuckers driving around in a used Crown Vic.
Oh yeah, those would get you every
Crown
time.
Vics.
I hate that shit. Got it at a police auction.
So my father drove Crown Vics our whole life. He just loved those cars. He bought them brand new and drove them till they died. And my father's nickname in the neighborhood, because I grew up in a pretty rough neighborhood, they called him the sheriff, because he would fucking pull up and like we'd all be sitting out front just getting high or whatever. Like, I come home from working all day and you losers just sit out here getting high, drinking. The fuck. So he was always known as the sheriff on our neighborhood.
Coming up and busting you kids, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's good to reminisce, especially with you know, Goonies on the mind too. Shit. If you haven't watched that movie lately, it holds up, honestly. Holds up.
Yeah, I watch it pretty regularly.
Oh yeah.
I still love it.
I haven't seen that movie in a long fucking time.
Yeah. You know, I get a lot of kick out of it a lot now that I'm older. You know what I mean? It's like a whole different movie than when I was a kid. I kind of like that shit.
Yeah, right. You empathize with the guy who escaped from the prison a little bit more. You know, like the older brother of the crime family.
The older Fratelli, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I really find his character more compelling now that I'm older. But no, it's a cool movie, man. And there's so much, like, I mean, your strain names, right? I have to imagine Hey You Guys is like your number one, right?
Actually, no. My number one. It's number one. It's one of my number one favorites. It's
Okay.
probably the heaviest. I'd say like indica dominant or broadleaf type, where it's the most sedative high that I got. So it's the Purple Punch to Heartless Creature. So it's probably one of the darkest plants that I have too. If you're looking for like dark colors, it gets like super purple, almost that dark black looking color. So it's one of my personal favorites because that's what I like, is the super sedative, pain relieving, stress relieving. That's my kind of jam. So
yeah,
it's one of my personal favorites.
A lot of the perps are good for that. I mean, it's no secret that Captain and I aren't the biggest purple weed fans, but there are some purple strains that hit hard, and the ones that do are good, like, you know, sedative, pain reliever type, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's an indica thing, like the one. I mean, in the photo period tent, I got that neurotoxin. It's deep purple, but I mean, that one.
Pretty.
You know, it's not about yield. It's not about like, though that one is pretty gassy and hashy. It's not about the terps so much. That one's just a specific medicine that puts me out. So
yeah,
it's important to have in your stable. So on your IG page, man, which like, you got any posts here? I'll bring that up. We can talk about some of your work and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk more about the terps, that's some of my favorite thing about the Purple Punch addition to the Hey You Guys too. It brought in this kind of cool lavender terp to it that I really like, and I'm kind of trying to bring out more in the autos, some more of that floral lavender kind of chamomile lilac terps. So.
I love terps, man. Which got any plant picks on here that are like lilac terps?
Some of the Hey You Guys pictures still on there. Right now, you're looking at what's left of what IG's been savaging me from. They just been taking.
I know, man.
Dude, I got I got a list pretty big of what they took down. So I've been trying to find ways to add them back on there. They've been letting me get away with a lot of flower picks in my reels and in my story, but it seems like every other time I try to post one that's an actual post, they take it down. And I don't even know how I still have an account. I got so many taken down fucking in the last month. So you can see it too,
good, dude.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Strong arm robbery.
Yeah, that's another
cool fucking name.
cross. That's another cross that me and my dude AC from South Jersey Genetics worked on. It's a pay up to Heartless Creature. It's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, I love the look of those buds, man. The nice green, frosty.
Thanks.
Oh boy. I mean, so what are terps like on this one?
Yeah, they're amazing, dude. They're very let's see, they're very dominant, like sour, like the sour chem type, but it's got like a real kind of it's not that like skunky roadkill skunk, but it's kind of sweet smelling like skunk, like a candied skunk almost. And it some of the phenos have a real like sweet and sour candy, or like sweet and sour sauce type, like that kind of fruity sweet and sour smell, like actual sweet and sour sauce.
Gotcha.
So,
dude, I mean, honestly, like you said sour, it does kind of remind me of going through the post now. It reminds me a little bit of like just the look of the buds looks like sour stomper.
Yeah. His pay up is fire. So he's we did that and one other cross together. He made it his own version of some F2s so that I could hunt through those alongside my F2s for the F3s. It's called Beast Mode. So, and we're working on a couple other things together, and I'm working on a feminized version of the New Jersey Devil.
Nice. I love the name. I mean, I went on my own little hunt for the Jersey Devil once in the Pine Barrens. Was not pretty, but he's out there somewhere. I mean, shit.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, what's so can you tell me like lineage? I mean, where do you start here? You don't start with the ruderalis, right?
No, not on that one. I don't have everything on what he did. Most of the work on the strong arm robbery and the New Jersey Devil. I just helped alongside of him with some of the phenos that he picked out. So
okay, word.
So I just helped on selection, but he did most of the work on his end. That's why those three, if you want them, you got to get them from him.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha. So
I mean, I know all the lineage on my Heartless Creature, but I only know so much on his pay up. So if you want the full lineage on his pay up, I don't know if he put it on Seed Finder yet, but like all my strains are on Seed Finder. If you want like the full lineage and breakdown, I like it because they give you the like complete family history of all of them.
That's some work putting all those strains up, isn't it? The Seed Finder.
Yeah, right? Yeah, dude, it's work, but I love it and it's worth it. So.
Yeah, it's good to be able to go back and like, send like somebody says, hey, what's the lineage on this? And you send them a link. It's often surprising to me when I go through there, like you're like, oh, I didn't realize that was part of this lineage. You know what I mean? It's like, holy shit. So you can learn a thing or two. It sucks when you see like unknown indica or unknown sativa or whatever, like shit like that. But just the way it goes, right?
For sure. That's why I try to promote all my other, breeder friends and stuff to stick their stuff on there so we can get, as much on there known as possible.
Yeah. So knowledge is power, the more the better.
I've been talking to him too about putting those three up on there, but I don't know if he even released all of them yet. He was planning on releasing the New Jersey Devil first, and we're doing some work on that together too. He's working on another cross with it, and like I said, I'm working on a feminized version of it. So
cool, man.
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff in the works. So
you want to talk a little like grow style? What you got going on in the garden? You like organic salts?
I'm all organic. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm running mainly SIP style planters like earth boxes and patio pickers. You know what I mean? So I really like those. I love the way cannabis grows in them. It seems to really people
Oh, like
think it
the
doesn't look.
rectangles?
Oh yeah, like the big earth boxes
Yeah, yeah.
and the patio pickers. They're like even bigger squares. Usually like 2x2. Sometimes you get like 3x3 ones.
Yeah, and they're a SIP system, right? You're talking about
The
those
SIP
ones?
system.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
seen I saw one of those the other day at Hank's house. His mother had one, and I was looking at it. I'm
they're
like,
fantastic, dude.
dude, holy
That's
shit!
awesome.
Like,
Yeah, you could
yeah,
totally use that.
yeah.
Dude,
That's the first
cannabis
thing I
loves
thought
them.
of. They do, man. The
Oh,
SIP
it does.
system works. It certainly does.
Yeah, you get the earth boxes and everything come with like the mulch covers and stuff, so you can put your mulch layer down and then put the cover over top of it. They love just thriving in that environment and the water. It's easy especially if you're a lazy gardener and you like to hand water still, so you only got to water them every so often. Pour you a little water. It's usually for the first couple of weeks, just right on top, and then start using the system afterwards. So, and then usually every other feeding, I'll feed them just through the top of the soil instead of down the old pipe there. But they seem to really love it no matter what. They thrive once them roots get down there. People think they wouldn't like that anaerobic bacteria, but they fucking do. They thrive, and it gets. You think it gets nasty down there, but I treat mine kind of like a living soil bed for a while. I use it probably 3 runs to 4 before I even switch it out. I usually just yank them after a while, let the roots kind of dry and die out, and keep it kind of moist the whole time, and then just yank them and then replant. And then about every 3 or 4 runs, it just clean it out completely, dump the soil out, re-amend the soil, and put it back.
Yeah, you dump it all out. You don't just like re-amend.
Sometimes you can, but I found better results from after
Gotcha.
4 or 5 runs, just taking it out and kind of hitting it, because then I can hit it with some like fresh bokashi and stuff like that.
Man, that's cool. Yeah, it's the easiest way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Big old bed, not much work except every 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah, and I just recycle all the same soil. And then if I do smaller runs where I'm testing stuff and I do it in like 1 or 2 gallon pots or anything smaller than a 3 gallon, then I usually use fresh made soil that I've been working on. It's not really super soil. It's like a more well balanced soil, kind of my own take of the one that Build a Soil has. So I kind of followed the one that they have, and then I just kind of built on it myself a little bit. And I use those for like all my first runs for anything that I'm testing, and then I usually just recycle that to the next first run of the earth boxes and stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What size grow space are you working with?
Let's see how I can say this without being saying
Hey,
too much.
you don't have to go. Yeah.
No, that's good.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, it's offside anyway, so I don't have to worry about too much. But it's the space is big enough where I run an 8x10 for like flower. I call it the torture chamber, where I do most of the flowering and most of the harsh testing. It's got the 2 650 Diablo HLGs in it. I run 2 of those in there, and then
that's a fucking.
I have
that's a lot of light.
Yeah, it's AC Infinity tent, and it handles it well. I don't usually leave them full power, but I got gifted one, and I'd already bought one, so I got to use them both. So,
yeah, those are nice.
But
lights.
I didn't get gifted from them, so it's I got no sponsor, so I'm just showing love for what I'm enjoying using right now. But a homie gifted me with one, and I got another one, so I'm using them both right now. But I can never hit them with full 100% on both of them. It kicks the heat way too high, and it just. But they love it. I got the 30-watt UV A bars on them for those last couple of weeks of flower. What else? It's all AC Infinity. The rest of it, the whole tent, the intake, outtake, fans, the oscillating fans. Once again, I got no sponsor with them. That's just what I enjoy. They seem to make good quality stuff.
Yep, they make great stuff. Can't argue with
Wait,
it.
you said 8x10?
Yeah,
that's a huge tent.
And then I have a separate 4x4 that I use for like veg and moms and stuff. And And then I have a separate 2x4 that I keep, that I do like the clones and my seedlings and stuff in. And then I have a separate room off to the side that has another 2x4 where I do like pollination, because it has its own filtration system and separate area and different zone of the
Word.
building there. So.
This is all allegedly, of course.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
allegedly. I mean, yeah, I know how it goes, man. Especially if you want to get into breeding, you're gonna have to step up your tent game.
Yeah, for sure. I like the tents though. You know, tents in a good healthy lung room, I think, produce sometimes better cannabis because you can control it more. You know, I think a lot of people have problems controlling whole rooms unless they're fully sealed up and they've got the full, you know, HVAC and everything set up. I think tents work better. You control the environment if you have negative pressure going on and stuff. I think it helps create a more perfect environment for the plants technically inside. Plus, you don't have to worry about, you know, as much of the dust and all the other outside shit. So I think it keeps it cleaner and everything. Personally.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I would have to
Couldn't agree more.
agree. I mean, you know, a lot of advantages growing in a tent. Like you said, it's easier to control the environment in a lung room and then like transfer that air into the tent.
Yeah, for sure. I
So,
noticed like a lot of the other guys do it. If you notice, like if you've seen Daz's setup, him and Dark Horse have just a big room with a bunch of tents.
yeah.
They could have easily put lights and everything in that same building, but they're growing tents on purpose. So that just says something about the work right there.
You
Yeah,
can have
it makes a lot of sense too for breeders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be able to keep everything intact. You don't want fucking pollen flying everywhere. You know.
I usually try to keep, you know, stuff staggered where I'm never running anything that can pollinate anything else I don't want it to at the same time. Prevention is key. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got stuff going. Sometimes I got, you know, photo girls and flower, and I'm trying to do an auto project. I got to be careful. So that's why it's in a separate part. Oh, my bad. I just had to fix my straw.
Sorry. Wait, so prevention is key.
It was like
That's gotta be
stuck in my
something-
drink.
It's got to be something you picked up from Dare class. You're applying it to your growing now. You're breeding.
Yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense, man. Especially like you don't want pollen getting everywhere. I don't know, like with a lot of tents in a big room, you can have like separate grow stages. You know, separate environments. If you're late in flower, early in veg, that sort of thing. So
Photos, autos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Light
I
cycle.
run both, so then I can do whatever I want.
Yo. Now,
Yeah.
are you doing like original, taking one of your favorite photos, hitting a auto flower, making like an F1 and seeing what happens? Gonna try to make like an auto from a photo at some point?
Actually, I'm actually working on 2 right now.
Ooh,
A strawberry
tell us.
Gary. Go ahead.
I said, tell us about them.
Yeah, strawberry Gary from Exotic Mike,
Word.
and Galactus from Dark Horse Genetics. So
Awesome.
yeah, I hit them both with the Heartless Creature, and I'm currently hunting through the F2s right now. So it's going pretty good.
Cool, man.
The
Yeah,
autos
F2s.
have been presenting themselves nicely.
Yeah, you get a couple of them in that generation, right?
Yeah, and it took longer than I thought to find ones I liked, but yeah, they were there. I mean, but I'm kind
Cool.
of picky, so plus I want it to do what I want it to do, and if it don't,
right.
then I won't let it. I won't let, because even if it, you know, I'm like most breeders. Even if stuff turns out good, sometimes if it's not what I'm looking for, I still won't. You know what I mean? I still won't run with it.
So you hit Heartless Creature with those 2, right? And
Yeah,
let's
I call it
say
Strawberry Creature. And,
Strawberry Creature.
Nice.
And the Ultimate Nullifier was. So
Ultimate Nullifier. That's a cool name.
So obviously
Yeah,
you hand selected. I mean, I'm just kind of trying to walk people through this. So you hand selected your the one you wanted to work with, right? The Heartless Creature. Let's say you go through this process with the photo cross, and you're just not coming back with what you like. Would you then maybe pop some more Heartless Creature, find a different selection, and try again?
Well, yeah, I guess, but I think more so I'd probably pop more of the Strawberry Gary and then hit them with the pollen. The pollen that I picked from the Heartless Creature male is the really stable version of the one that I've been using throughout all the crosses. So all the crosses have the same father. Like all of the Heartless Creature crosses come from the same male that took me a really long time to find, and I hunted him, and it's super stable, and everything he hits takes what I wanted from him over into everything else that it gets hit to. So
What
I
did
would
you do?
probably
Just
start
collect like
back
a
with
bunch
him.
of pollen from that plant, and you just keep
Yeah,
working with? Yeah.
It was a pretty big one, and if you've ever collected pollen before, it doesn't take a very big plant to make a lot, and it takes a very little to go far, and you can make it go further with stuff like flour. So
Word.
Sweet.
I mean, you said it took you a while to find what you were looking for in that male.
yeah,
Right now, what?
yeah,
For me, like that's. I mean, I'm no breeder, but that's like one of the more interesting things that I could pick breeders' brains about. Like, what exactly are you looking for in a male?
in a male, obviously good structure.
Plant, I
If
mean,
it, yeah, well, it has a good bone structure. I mean,
Yeah, right.
um,
High cheekbones.
yeah, high cheekbones, a good smile. No, it's like I look for obviously good structure. I think obviously the terps on the stem rub are important. Obviously, when I try it first, if it carries over, what I'd like it to carry over, then it's obviously a keeper. But if I get ones with tripe combs on it, that's even better, because obviously a frosty male is a beautiful thing too. So, but I like them to be healthy and dump really good, but I don't want them to dump too early. Some of the auto males can dump pretty early if you let them. So
That's right. You don't want the first guy to blow the load ever.
yeah, right.
We've heard that before, but interestingly enough, like some people say, like I forget who it was, but I've heard before, like a frosty male is kind of a feminine trait.
Yeah.
In plants, you know what I mean? Like not necessarily the most ideal trait in a male.
Yeah, I would. So I don't know.
But
I've heard that go both.
I've heard people say before,
ways.
but it's never presented any problems for me.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, I guess
like
maybe
what you're looking for,
I don't know. If the male has feminine traits and it throws a lot of frost, right?
Yeah.
And you're interested in breeding males, then it might be a problem. But we're interested in mostly females, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you want like the best feminine traits. So like a male with
give her
a little
more
bit of feminine
traits. Give
Yeah,
her
that's
more
not a bad
frost.
thing.
Not a bad thing.
I think the mindset
thinking,
where
right?
some people push back against it is the worry about intersex traits. I think that's the mindset of some people who don't like frosty males. I know Mass Medical's big into the frosty males.
I like his work.
And I know, like, for instance, like Joint says that he doesn't like to work with frosty males. That's something he'll actually avoid.
Yeah.
So, like, different strokes for different folks, That's kind of what makes things interesting. Like,
totally, man. It's
dude, a lot. I mean, at this point, it's 100% bro science, like whether or not it's a good or a bad thing. So, like you do you, right?
Well, that's why we like to kick it around, It's like until someone does the legit research. I mean, we can only sit here and speculate, man.
For sure.
So, I think it's interesting shit, but like
definitely.
So the male you found took you a while. Now you're going around like skeet, kind of hitting a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, what are you?
Perfect description of what I do with my. I'm gonna start doing that every time I do it now.
What do you like? What is your vision? Like, what really are you? What's your ultimate objective? Got anything particular in mind?
Well, I with the autos, with the photos into autos, it's hopefully to retain most of the traits that the photo has, so that you can present it as an auto version of that photo period. So I hope that it carries a little bit of what the male can pass on, but mostly what the female can pass on, because I want to present it, even though I give it a new name like Strawberry Creature, I still want to present it, like it's a Strawberry Gary Auto. So I want, when people smoke it, you want them to be like, damn, that's Strawberry Gary, but damn, it's an auto.
An auto, so, yeah, that takes, we know that takes a lot of work, dude.
Yeah, it's
four
a lot
generations, right?
Yeah, I'm taking at least 4 before I release it. It's pretty fast. I mean, all of the regulars are fast flowering now. All the ones that aren't auto, even the first generation that I hit, the ones that aren't auto flower almost 2 weeks faster than the original Strawberry Gary. So even if you just wanted to run those, they're pretty awesome to run. So it's fire. So.
Fast flowering.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to release them. There's no fast flower, and it's not as stable as I want it to be. So I'm just going full all the way to auto before I drop it.
It's interesting. Like, I know BGG, like, he gave me a cut of the sauce, which he plans on, Big Green Guy, he plans on turning that, or he did, into an auto cross.
Yeah.
Right. So he had an F2 and he had a clone and he gave it to me and he's like, yeah, check it out. So it's Cherry Pie crossed with Odin Sons, which is an auto. And this Cap smoked it. I don't know if G3, have you had the pleasure of smoking any of that sauce?
I certainly have.
It's fucking awesome. It's delicious.
That sounds good.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to.
So yeah, I mean,
a bunch of that.
An F1 can actually be pretty amazing.
Yeah. And that's the thing he told me. He's like, dude, it finishes in like 50, 55 days. I'm like, holy shit. Like, for a photo, that's pretty cool. So I want to, potentially do some work with it and see what I can do with it. Maybe a little bit indoor, a little bit outdoor. Yeah. It's cool to see like the progress of an auto to photo cross, right? Most people don't know, like Cap said, you're going to take 4 generations before it's stable autoflower, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to see different, all sorts of different characteristics and traits in the F2s, F3s, right? So it's all the selection. People don't realize the work that has to go into breeding autos. That's why people like you are on this show. We want to show autos a little bit more love. There are still people that shit on them and think that they're just, quote unquote, watered down version of cannabis, which I don't like that opinion very much.
No, man, not the ones we got going around these days. I mean, shit. I challenge anyone.
Yeah, that opinion is what lights my fire. That's what really got me into autos in the first place, was the lack thereof the respect. I was only a photo period guy up until then, and then I started getting into autos. I seen that there was no real love there and that they needed a lot of help. So I'm just here to be the steward of the plant, make it even greater, see how great we can get them, so that there's no real distinction in between, so we can kind of eliminate this divide in the community where people have shit talk to say. You know what I mean? Because if we can get them to a point where there's no real difference, the only thing they can say is, damn, it flowers all by itself. So if we get them to the same, big sizes, I mean, obviously you'll never really be able to keep a mother plant around and keep some clones over. But besides that, if we can get them, they're already there on terps and effects, especially mine, I know for sure. But I mean, I can't vouch for everybody, but my work, I'll send y'all some. But it speaks for itself as far as like the terps and effects go, are on point with the photos for sure. It's just, can you keep getting them bigger and bigger and bigger and see how massive we can get them? A couple of my dudes are running some pretty massive ones right now, so I'll blend some of their work into mine and get them even bigger. Mine get pretty big already, but just keep getting them even bigger and bigger. See how big we can get them.
Yeah, nice, man.
For sure.
So is size, or like, I mean, does some you breed for size, but are some like you just honing in on terps or quality and a little bit of everything?
I'm more of a terps and effects guy, but my breeding, because Obviously, we know that's the most important thing, but obviously, yield is important to a lot of people. So as long as they get big enough to yield what people expect out of a plant that size, then I'm happy.
I think
But
yield is something that's actually more important with autoflowers.
yeah, for sure.
Because like nobody wants to grow like a 1.5, 2 ounce plant. They just don't. Like you
Yeah,
just, you know
mine
what I
get
mean?
bigger
That's
than that.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
To put in that work and like only get like a tiny fucking
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit, you know, it's just not worth it.
yeah. I find that's a lot of time because people stun them. People
Yeah.
put them in a lot of
I just
too
recently
hot of
stunted
soil.
them and culled them. They started flowering on me, guys. By the way, I called them those Odin Sons. I planted some Odin Sons in some organic soil. It was too hot, burnt them. They started flowering on me. They're like 6 inches tall. I'm like, fucking, see you later.
Get them out.
Yeah. I took a video of it, so I'll post that tomorrow. The
We
autoflower
got
snuff
it.
show.
Yeah, it's
God
happening.
damn
It's
it, you
happening.
guys.
Oh,
Cap inspired me, I have to admit.
it's so
This is
funny,
not
BG. I
cool.
see it.
am not okay with
She
this.
says, I was showering listening, and all I hear is skeet, skeet, skeet.
Skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Skeet, skeet, got it.
What's up, BG?
So you're all wet, and now all you hear is skeet, skeet, skeet.
Oh, he went
Oh,
there.
no.
He went there. Oh, well, we'll break it up with a hey, you guys.
Oh my God.
BGG don't mind. Barely growing don't mind. She's a good sport.
She's the best.
She is. We love her. We love her. So G3, you've been quiet. I want to. What's going on, G3?
I'm listening to him telling us about how he breeds. What do you want me to share, Cap?
I don't know. I feel like we have to do a G3 segment though in a few minutes here, towards the end of the show. Is anyone
I can
opposed to
add
that?
the weird ass autoflowers that we're going on my grow along right now, like every single one of them is flowered early.
What?
So that's
Really?
kind of weird and cool. Not
Like
cool.
how early is early?
Like between days 15 and 20.
That's normal.
So
Yeah, you think that's
this is
way
like
early? Or?
this. I mean, okay. So when I have autoflowers, I'm used to seeing sex by like day 20 to 25, and then full flowers coming in between like around day 30 plus. Right. So the fact that I had like not just heard them showing sex, and this is not just double grape, this is double smile and Pinot Noir as well. They're like going into flower. This is not just like, hey, I'm a girl. This is like, let's go. Flowers. Hi.
Damn.
So weird. And that's happened with almost all of my growers, all of them.
So they didn't do like a stretch, like a pre-flower and then a stretch sort of thing.
I mean,
they just
kind of like flowering and stretching at the same time, but like they're not stretching as much as I expected them to. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. So the fact that we were talking about early flowering, it made me think of that.
Yeah,
Different packs, different
that's
strains across the board. It's totally weird.
That's one of the double grapes.
Yeah, all three of mine. So double
three of
grape,
them.
Pinot Noir, double smile.
And
they were all like fully, like I knew that they were girls saw pistils by day 17 or 18, and like they're in flower now at 22.
Are they short? Are they tiny?
Wow.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. What do you think is the cause?
I have no idea.
Now, what do you mean? Like they're in flower? Like they have like pom poms and they're like.
No, I mean close enough. It's not just like they have. It's not just you can see like the two little pistils coming out all the way up the main, stem. You can actually see like they're starting to form flowers, like the veg is stopping. You can see it in the thing.
Yeah,
it's
like
not
the little
just
like
pistils.
crown of the.
Yeah,
I mean, I know what you mean.
So it's starting. That's just at day 22. That's early. That's early for me.
Yeah, that's a little early for them to be forming like that.
Let them. I mean, you're not going to snuff them, are you?
Oh, she doesn't have the heart. They're like those little
Excuse
babies.
you? How very dare you?
You're not going to do that, are you?
No.
All right.
Never.
Just, I think I think it sounds. Maybe they're doing like. Maybe they're compressing the breeding, like the the stretch cycle on these I don't know what the F8, 9 is now of like some of these double grape crosses. Maybe they're working to compress the cycle even more. I don't know.
I don't know. These Pinot Noirs are from like a year and a half ago.
I know. Yeah, true. Okay. Then it's
I
got to
have no
be
idea.
something
I don't
you're
know.
doing then, and because it's all three of them different
You'd
strains
think
in the
so.
same grow
Or it's
environment.
fucking Mercury retrograde.
So
until I know better, we're gonna blame retrograde.
Okay. Well, I apologize.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I mean it happens.
Sounds
It's just
stressful.
weird. It's not just me. Like if it was just me, I'd just be like, oh okay, I'm fucking up. Like that's fine. It happens.
No,
I mean, God knows
sounds...
I did it on those two, on the iced and baked and the other one. But this is almost everybody in the entire grow along.
Interesting.
That's a
I'm talking like more than 20 growers I've heard back from in the last 24 hours after I've asked after it. So
that's a genetic thing.
Yeah, so now we're back
all
to
be doing the same problem.
Genetic thing. If it's all
the common denominator.
Yeah. So I have no idea. I'm going to be trying to figure stuff out. It's weird.
Tune into the Girls on the Grow Discord. You can see all those pictures. All right.
Yep.
All right. Cool. No, that's why we do grow alongs, guys. I mean, these things, you don't often get the opportunity to grow same strain at the same time across all different growers' environments. The different methodologies people use, the different products everyone uses. I mean, what a cool experiment. And
super fun.
We're going to have to come up
feel
with
way
some
better.
sort of grow along, because I can't believe in the over 2 years of this podcast, I don't think we've ever done a grow along.
God knows we have enough excellent choices.
You want to know why? It's because I'm very, very reluctant to do grow alongs.
Why?
I don't know. It just feels like it's too, I'm afraid of commitment. I don't like it.
Oh my God, I'll fucking run it.
I feel like beholden to I just got to be free, man. I just got to grow what I want.
I kind of feel the same way.
I don't need no rules, no restrictions.
Which makes sense why we haven't had a grow along. I do like watching other people's grow alongs.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
It's like something in my head, almost like an anti-authority. Like, you're not going to tell me what to grow. You know what I mean?
I won't grow what you tell me.
You're telling yourself what to grow if you're running it, though.
I don't know. It's just something in my head.
You can fit like a solo cup. That's the cool thing about autos. They fit in whatever space you have.
Fucking mental.
I'm not going to do a
I
solo
understand
cup.
that.
I mean,
if I
pop a bean, it's going to get the full treatment. You know what I mean? It's going to get
the full
5-gallon pot. It's going to get time in the spotlight.
I was just going to say the spa.
I don't do
the fucking rub its feet and shit.
The spa,
right, the full treatment, the workup. You know what I'm saying?
Gets
a little happy
ending and the petty. But I don't do these solo cup grows. I mean, sometimes it's cool to see, but like I'm an organic guy. That would not work out well for me.
So plan ahead, my dear. So easy to do. Plus, the really fun part of when you like run the grow along is because you can't win it. It doesn't really matter what your plan ends up looking like. It's just fun to grow with everybody.
Yeah,
it is. Well, it's super interesting to see the results. I mean, that's like I gotta keep on the beat on that one for sure. So we're on like day 23, 24, all across the grow.
I mean, we had growers start like if you had started on 4/20, which was our germination date, you would be at 22 days now. Okay. You can be a week earlier and a week later. So yeah, nice. Johnny's is like in full flower, and his is I think 7 days older than mine is. So he's at 28, 29 days, Johnny, and he's in full flower, big, huge pom-poms. She's not growing anymore. She's flowering.
And what strain is he growing?
Double Smile.
And that's double grape and mango smile. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That fascinates me because
mango,
both of those
she'd get some height.
were big, man.
Yeah, you'd think.
Some of the biggest plants I've ever grown have been mango smile and double grape.
Great.
So
some
that's like
weirdness going on.
that is definitely some funky fucking weird
some
shit.
fuckery.
Nah, fuckery, exactly. I love that word.
Is it because
fuckery.
we
Good old
started
fuckery.
we started the grow along during Mercury retrograde? Is that
Technically, 420 was the day before Mercury retrograde.
so even worse?
Just
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's interesting, is what it is. Well, cool. Well, now I see why you were being quiet now. I understand.
All right.
But thank you for sharing with the group. I
Yep,
appreciate
you're
it.
very
That's great.
welcome.
It's cool to hear about.
That's my contribution for the day.
Well, we'll figure it out. No, we will. We will. Hey, you guys.
What number is that now? 3? 4?
Four.
I think he just figured out a title for the show.
No, I think it's going to be called "Fuck You, I Won't Grow What You Tell Me."
Or where?
You're welcome.
But
Anti
let's
your
get back-
own
let's-
grow along.
we really should, though.
You are the
you're right.
man, dude.
We really should. Okay. All right. I'll think about it long and hard.
That's not the only thing you're thinking about long and hard.
I knew you were going to make a sick joke about those two
Zinger.
words. You child.
I am a
You
child.
child. But all right, we'll do it. We'll do it. But I want to get back to Goonie, man. We were
Tangential.
G3. You called. I don't know. You like called to me through the screen. I could tell that you needed to talk about your.
I needed to talk about
autograph.
early pistols.
Yeah, you needed to talk
eating
about
me
it.
alive.
I could tell.
Thank you for the experience, Captain. I appreciate it.
Tell.
Feel better
Yeah,
now.
people
Peace.
probably want to hear about the grow along.
I'm very.
I was
glad.
interested.
For sure. Yeah,
Thanks, Goonie.
it's totally interesting. I want to hear more about it tomorrow, 10 a.m. Girls on the Grow podcast on Instagram.
So check that out.
We're going to be talking about like tissue culture tomorrow or some cool shit like that. So
Ooh, I
come
love
hang
that
with us.
science.
Interesting.
Science and cannabis rule.
Yeah, right.
Amen. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
if you
tissue
would've told-
culture is part of the future. So that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
What's that?
Yeah, if you would have told like I'm sorry, G3.
I wanted you to pull up Barely's page real quick. You got to
Yeah.
see this cool plant that she has right now.
I
And this
can do
is
that.
interesting because she's got like a virus.
Oh no.
I think
You
I've
mean
seen that.
plant or barely?
Not barely, her plant.
Oh, okay, good.
I've seen that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like
It's pretty gnarly.
curly top virus. Yeah, like beet curly top virus.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. So as a breeder, is there any types of breeding protection you can do against viruses like this?
Against
Like
viruses.
hop latent viroids or things that are transmitted by, I guess these are transmitted by pests. So I guess being more pest resistant.
Yeah.
Is that even
obviously
something you can pay attention to?
for virus transmission? I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, the more sterile and clean you keep the environment, the whole tissue culture thing keeps it from being passed from cuts, into seed forms and into other people's, breeding projects. IPM, if it's passed on by pests, then obviously prevention is key. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Zymes. So
Great product.
Cool.
yeah.
Right. Well,
I mean,
Dr.
I can tell
Zymes,
you more
would
about my
help with
IPM.
this.
No, I don't. I've never encountered that with my plants. So I've never
that's
had to
wild
treat
looking.
that.
I don't think IPM
never seen
helps
it before.
with like
With viruses.
viroids.
No.
Yeah.
Right. That's
No.
what I was wondering. Like, is there any defense against viroids at all or any viruses?
Well, it sometimes
Prevention from spreading.
Yeah, if you're spreading it, then like so sometimes it's caused from one plant to another, and that's on you. But if she's only seeing it in that plant, shit, I would probably kill that thing ASAP and fucking
Yeah,
keep
I think she's working with some people to figure out. Like, I think they're gonna culture it and figure out what they're dealing with there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be
Very
interested to
strange.
find out exactly
Very strange.
what kind of virus
Keep
it
my eye
is
on that.
or viroid.
Yeah, they say
Yeah,
they think
especially-
it's beet curly top virus.
I've never even heard of that.
I hadn't even heard of it either. She literally sent me this photo today, and she was in the garden, and I'm Googling, and was on Grow Weed Easy. Thanks to Nebula.
Good old
And
Nebula
they-
Haze.
I was like, hey, this
pretty gnarly
kind of
looking.
sort of a little bit looks like it. And then I started Googling like twisted leaves and stuff and found pictures
man.
that looked like this.
Yeah,
So-
that's wild looking. Fuck. Yeah, I'd snuff it ASAP.
Fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Looking.
I'd film it too.
There's something
He
so
said that.
wrong with you.
How much time you got, G3?
It's an inside joke now. I mean, it's like part of the culture of the show, for fuck's sake. Just as
Snuff
much as
videos, plant snuff
Hostile
videos.
work environment.
all right. If we're gonna go
Well,
there,
like-
I don't want to get a lawsuit here.
Yeah, like them old snuff, them like old weird snuff creepy videos where people would get like merch in the video. You're just gonna make plant like a whole plant one. This
Exactly.
Oh, it's already begun. He's
I'll
starting
send
a
you.
collection.
I'll send you a. I'll make it a highlight on my page. I'll send you the
Oh
link
my
later.
God.
Yep, it's available to Patreons only. You want to see the snuff films? You got to join Patreon.
Oh, good
No.
God.
Dude, there's got to be like a psycho scene one or something like. Yeah.
When you make
Yeah.
stories, Cap, I don't know if you know this. Before you publish it, you can download it. I don't know if it carries all the audio over, but yeah, you should have saved that one. That was a fucking dude. That had I replayed that thing like 100 times and just laughed the same way each time. And
I know I can put it as a highlight, man. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be
my
fine.
my wife's like, "What's so funny?" And I'm just like, "Here," and she's like, "I don't get it." I find that most of the things that I find completely hilarious, my wife just doesn't understand. I think is that like that with most men?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Me and my wife share a pretty good sense of humor. That's one of the things I like about her. She gets me.
Word. Well, no, I went
For
with
sure.
a more like less twisted sense of humor in the woman I chose.
She doesn't get the snuff video.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. Doesn't
No,
appreciate.
she was probably like wondering, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Just like G3's asking.
Should get some therapy.
a little bit.
Watch it from
A
a
little
distance, like.
See, the thing is, I even understand it. Like, I get
yeah.
the joke. And I still think
Yeah.
there's something wrong
She
with
just thinks
you.
it's not. She just thinks it's. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Well,
there is. I'm not disputing that. That's
Oh yeah,
obviously.
definitely got to come times when you got to snuff them. So yeah.
There was something wrong with the
God.
plants too. Most importantly, like Goonie said, and that's
Yeah.
why they needed to get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep that around very long.
No, but all right. Now for real, back to a little bit of grow, man.
Yes.
A little bit of grow. You talked about organics. You talked about like big beds, SIP systems, a big old tent that you use along with your lung room. You mentioned LED lights. I don't know. Now I'm just trying to recount everything. Is there anything I missed? Like what? You tell me, man. What's your secret sauce, dude? You got any like?
Ooh.
Here's a question. All right, if you
Yeah.
could say one thing to the newbies out there starting up, maybe they pick up a pack of your autoflowers someday in the future. They want to grow them. What's your best
Yeah.
advice to the newbies?
My best advice for the newbies, like some of the things that I do.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people don't grow autoflowers at high enough temperatures. Autoflowers like a lot higher temperatures.
it's a
So I
great
usually
point.
always leave mine like 78 and above. I don't run, excuse me. I don't run very high humidity with mine. They seem to like the lower humidity, especially with their trichome production. It makes a world of difference with the autos. And photos not as much, but the autos seem to really love when I let it just stay, especially at least 10 to 20% lower than most people averagely keep keep the relative humidity. So I think that those are two big things with environment that people could do to make the autos better. Personally, I do
I
other
agree.
things that make, I think make plants greater. I think special sauce wise, you mentioned that. And one of my
Yeah.
favorite things that people don't use enough of is coconut water. I think,
I love that.
yeah, I'm a huge fan of coconut water, and obviously, I'll always being organic. I try to find anything that's natural for the plant. I love aloe. Aloe is a super secret special sauce for cannabis plants if you're not using it for your for rooting for your cuttings and also for germination and just overall plant health. Obviously, you should be using it for yourself too. But I'm a huge fan of aloe altogether. Period. For many things, I could probably talk the next hour just about aloe because I like to grow aloe plants too. So
Oh yeah.
we could get on for that for forever.
Oh
But
man.
coconut water is a big one. I think it makes a great foliar spray. It does well with germination because of its gibberellic acid content.
Mm,
It does has a great CalMag content. I like to put it in with my compost teas. Um, it has lots of other natural like PGRs like plant growth regulators in it
yeah.
that
I'm glad you
it's
said
got
that. Not
But the
all
natural
PGRs
ones.
are bad.
Yeah.
People
no
often hear PGR, PGR, PGR. Like
no
there's terrible ones out there, but there are natural PGRs, things you can find in kelp and other sources as well. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. Continue, dude.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I really love that. And I obviously, like I said, I use it for germination. I use it in the compost teas. Sometimes it's a foliar spray. Like I said, it's a great CalMag additive. If you don't want to use it in like per se, most of the time I use mine in just liquid form, just 100% pure coconut water. Sometimes when I do the compost teas, I use the ones with the pulp. But for my seedling mix, I also mix a little bit of the powdered version of it into the seedling mix, and they seem to really love that. The powdered versions of aloe vera and coconut water, a little bit with a little bit of worm castings, and that's usually what my initial seedlings go into. So they seem to really love that.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I
for
bet.
sure.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of people don't realize like a lot of the stuff you can buy bottled, right? Like
Mhm.
the growth hormones, the rooting hormones, all these things like are synthesized from naturally occurring compounds in the plant world. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, aloe vera contains a lot of it. Like you said, I mean, coconuts, especially too, like ones you mentioned. I mean, the PGRs that you can buy in bottles are just trying to mimic the ones found in kelp or coconut. And then they like hit on some molecule that's like, oh wow, this like if we pump this into plants, like holy shit, they end up looking like bodybuilders, you know?
yeah,
But ultimate at the end of the day, like they're just trying to mimic something that you can already find in nature. It's super cool that you know, kind of you're tuned into that.
yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. I do a lot of other stuff. I mean, we could go on and on. I do a lot of KNF, a lot of Korean natural farming inputs.
Yeah.
Make my own FPJs and FFJs, and big stickler for me is BRV, brown rice vinegar. So that's what I use to pH my water and everything. It's got really great amino acid content. So
Brown
it's
rice vinegar.
vinegar. Yeah, it's a big staple when you're doing the KNF. I don't use all of them, so I can't say I'm a full practitioner, but I do that, and I do make the OHN, and I do lab, and I think those are really great for cannabis. They've
Hell yeah.
applied well to the garden, and I could talk about the FPJs and stuff that I make. They're uh,
Yeah,
pretty
dude. I
awesome.
mean, so you're not buying any nutrients at this point. You're full on like,
Mm,
make your own inputs. Big old
kind
bed.
of. Well, with the soil that I make, usually with the autos, it'll go 4 weeks easily before they need anything. Same thing with
Word.
seedlings or
Word.
cuttings that I put it into it, and then
But you could
usually
do like
around
a KNF concoction and feed the plants with that, right? You don't need to buy a bottle of anything, right?
No, I don't buy any bottled nutrients. I mean, technically, I buy 2 or 3 little canisters
Cool, man.
every 4 or 5 grow ops of. I give a shout out to Cold War Organics, but I don't use a lot of it. About a quarter of what they tell you to, and I use it alongside. Yeah, there you go. Bud bread is my favorite. Bud bread's my favorite. Yeah, the
man.
bud bread is. If there was one that I could suggest just by itself, it'd be the bud bread, for sure.
For sure. For sure, man. That's why they call it bud bread. I mean, it's got everything. You could just use that and you could get incredible results.
Yeah, that's I was using them at first, and then I got into the KNF and I started using them alongside each other, and it just complements the plant so much better.
Cool, man.
You can do them separately, but I think that they have a lot of really great added benefits into some of their nutrients that a lot of other people don't focus on, like the gypsum and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I really like gypsum, a lot of the inputs that they use.
Sulfur. There's a lot of the sulfur in there too. Like, yeah, no, it's for sure. Love this stuff. I've been using it since the beginning too. Get great terps, man. Would you agree that organic's the way to go if you want to be taking to terp town?
For sure. Definitely. I try to mimic outside as much as possible. That's what I started in, was outdoor sun grown. So that's what I know and fell in love with. So to me, if the indoor doesn't taste like what I'm used to, then I don't really want it. But I mean, I'm not a snob or nothing. I mean, I like a lot of my buddies grow synthetics, or what's that, synganics now they're calling it. It's like synthetic organics. I like the whole, I like all of it. So as long as the weed's good and it don't taste, harsh and chemically and like shit, and I'll smoke it. You know what I mean?
In my
also give me a headache.
I think it's a lot more to do with the dry and the cure than with what kind of food the plant's getting or anything like that.
The plant loves the food for sure.
You're going to get great terps with either. Meaning, really, I know, yeah, I would argue still you're going to get better terps with organics. Okay, yeah, but marginally, right? If like someone like Monster who does full like synganic grow, like he has a lot of organic inputs. Arguably,
I like Monster style.
The ones that like create the terps too come from.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the important parts down in there. Yeah.
I think there's a best of both worlds approach, but as long
I love that I do.
At the end of the day, you're growing, right, and you're doing it your way, right?
For sure, that's what I love the most.
I think too many people focus on like how other people are growing and need to just worry about themselves. I don't know anybody killing it in their garden, taking the time to leave negative comments on somebody else's shit or telling them how they should do. Oh, you know what you should really do is do this. And it like when people do that, they may think that they're helping, but if you sit back and reflect, it's just kind of condescending, Yeah.
Not to mention it's could totally not match their growth style. Like Barely and I are very similar, extremely similar. But what works for me doesn't work for her at all. And what works for her doesn't work for me at all.
We all have different personalities.
It's all about your own style. And if you don't take the time to find out what that is, then I don't know, you're just not going to get the most joy out of growing.
Yeah. It's all the journey,
Yeah. It's all the journey. It's all about the growth. You'll never see a hater doing this, doing better than you. They're always doing worse. I'm all for constructive criticism. You know what I mean? That's what motivates me. It's the constructive and the unconstructive, non-constructive criticism. So I enjoy it all. So you can tell me stuff that you think autos are terrible all day long. It's only motivating me more. So.
Use it as
I know a lot, especially because a lot of mine are auto regs too. So a lot of people, like the femmes. So I get slept on even a little bit more with the being regs. But I think regs are important, to the diversities, keeping it, I don't want everything to be a femme. So, I mean, personally, even as if I just looked at myself as just a grower, I don't want everything to be feminized when I grow it. I like, the idea of hunting and potentially finding a male. I guess maybe it's just because breeding's always been a dream and excites me. I guess finding a male always just excites me. Probably doesn't if you don't want one. So,
Yeah, that's true.
but I've been working on that too, and making sure that even all of my girls that, all my crosses that are regs, they're predominantly female. Most of them, they got a really high, female to male ratio. So you're not going to find very many males. That's why even when hunting through my own stuff, it gets harder to find the males because they're a lot harder to find than you would think, especially the good ones. So I've been,
it's funny you said that. I find in my experience now, I haven't popped a shitload of auto regs. I've popped a lot of regular photos. But I'd say I have a higher ratio of females on the auto regs than I do photo regs. I don't know if there's something to do there or just coincidence or whatever. But that's what I've come across and found.
Yeah. That's something I keep shooting for because, I know I get it. If you want to hunt a pack of reg, nobody wants a sausage fest. So. Yeah, as a grower, I don't want, if I buy a pack of 10 seeds, I don't want more than 3 or 4 of them. And it's regs, I don't want more than 3 or 4 of them to be dudes. I want most of them to be ladies, obviously. Can't smoke no dudes. So we're all in it for the smoke.
Yeah, right. So. Now, here's a question for you, right? If you buy a pack of auto regs, you pop them all at once. What do you get? 12 in your pack? 10?
I've been putting 8 in my packs.
8. So let's say
I'm thinking about bumping it up though.
Well, 8's still a great amount, right? Like, so let's say you pop them all at once. In your experience, when do your genetics typically show sex?
Yeah.
Early, like G3 said, or a little later?
Nah, they'll show sex right around the same time she did, but I've never seen them go into flower that early.
They don't pop into flower like that. Show sex. You mean like pop their first pistol? Like, for me, that's usually day like 15, maybe like 17.
Yeah, you'll
18.
tell sex by 15 or 16 at minimum, sometimes 13, 14. You'll know what sex they are for sure. But
you see one little pistol.
Yeah. 1 or 2, not like all of them.
Full on bushy enough little tops that are good enough to pollinate though. That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's usually then like from there it's another like 4 weeks until they're in like full set flower. But I'd say at least another. They're in like veg mode, but it's pre-flower because you see pistols, but more pop every day, but the plant's stretching
it's that transitionary period,
huge, and that usually takes like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to be going through that transitionary period very quickly, and it's triggering very early. I don't know why.
That's weird. Yeah, no, okay. That was
definitely my first. Not true if everybody's the same.
Yeah, my first thought was like maybe there's something in the breeding process of these autos where like they're selecting for shorter stretches or something like that. But I don't know. It's odd because everyone's growing different strains,
different stuff.
Right?
Yeah, from different packs and different time periods and
odd. It's Mercury. Fuck.
We'll see what happens. Maybe it's just like a weird fluky thing this week and like they'll calm the hell down next week. I don't know. But that's part of the fun of this.
Yeah, don't snuff them yet. Not yet.
Never.
Okay. You're gonna finish them out no matter what happens.
No matter what.
G3, have you ever culled a female plant?
She's like,
don't feel bad. It's hard for me. It's even hard for me, and it's part of my job.
I don't think so. No.
I'm a softie for the runt in the corner.
I've culled a couple males.
Yeah, well, that would be expected.
And I've had some like seedlings like dampen off and stuff, so they just decided not to participate. But I have never willingly. Oh, nope, that's not true. Damn it, that's not true. And you know what? Even worse, it was a fucking mango smile.
Oh no!
Shit! I even told you about this, Cap. You were the one who told me to kill her. Yeah, do you remember Catherine from the Mango Smile?
You even told me
the first one.
You're the accomplice.
He
plotted her murder.
was.
I don't remember.
Yes.
No. When was this?
Yeah, the first Mango Smile Grow Along. Like back before the Your Average Grow guys did it, like back when Barely and I did our Mango Smile Grow Along. I had 3 plants, and I had one of them throw like nanners all over the place. They were just everywhere. Everywhere. Like full nanners in places, and then like full on balls at the bottom.
So she culled
and I was
herself.
like, I can keep her. And you were like, nope, kill her.
She culled herself. Yeah, like
that doesn't count.
Yeah, that was yeah. I don't
wholesome.
view that.
You killed it because she had air in her soil. I killed her because she had balls. Like, I don't count those as 2 different things. It's still us deciding that they need to die, right?
But I mean, you would have just got a bunch of shit if you let it grow. Like, it wouldn't have been anything you wanted.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want to keep
but
that
same
around.
thing with Caps in his airy soil.
The run
Caps,
corner,
I would have actually kept that one.
Me too.
Just because it was so far along.
You know what? I mean,
it is good smoke. Like you would have got, probably an ounce and a half, maybe some good smoke there.
Now that the plants are on like day 58, something like that, and they're all like grown up. I mean, yeah, I regret it? Maybe a little bit. Just does it gnaw at me as I'm lying in bed at night?
I fucking hope so.
A little bit.
A little bit.
No,
honestly, that's pretty manly of you, to admit.
At the time,
it made for good content. She was frustrating you. I understand. Sometimes you got to put a bitch in place. Right. You know what I'm saying? Shoot.
It was all for the lulls, guys. All for the lulls.
All for the lulls.
Man. So where all right, you got a website, you got like a seed bank, like what could we point a newbie towards? Or shit, even a veteran tent pirate who wants to grab some Goonie genetics, where can they do so?
Yeah, I mean, right from the start, I've been, direct to sale. I made a website probably beginning of 2022. So you can go to gooniegenetics.co. Website's link's usually in the bio, but I switched it up tonight for the show. So link will be back in the bio probably a couple days after I show off the show.
And that's a CO.
What's that?
Do you ship everywhere, like internationally as well?
If you're willing to pay the shipping, I'll ship it.
Well,
I get excited to see people grow my stuff all over the place. So I got a buddy that grows out in France, and a couple people that a bunch of Canadians. I've sent a lot of my stuff to Canada. So
hey.
I'll love sending it. I'll send it anywhere. If you order it, you pay the shipping. Obviously, $100, it's free. Even if it's international, most of the time, if you spend over $100, I'll probably ship it for free, just to show some love, or at least send a bunch of freebies if I make you pay the shipping. Because I know it takes a lot longer to get there. Even my buddy in Hawaii, sometimes it takes a couple of weeks. So.
It can take a while, dude, depending on.
Despite the fact that it's a state, yeah. I've seen it. I shipped one to the Dominican Republic, and it got there faster.
That's cool, man. 3 packs for $90. That's a deal, dude. And 8 in each.
Yep. Sometimes there's 9 or 10 in each. I'm not a stickler, so I always smoke before I do my shit. So if extra drops in there, I'm not taking them out.
I like the snapback too.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm gonna be getting some more made, some different color ones. This is just the first one.
There it is, the limited edition. Hey, you guys.
Yeah, when I first started, I kind of kept the shop and the strain pictures separate. So if you want to see the strain pics, you got to go over to the flower pics and strain info, because
that's smart.
Keeping them,
I see. Help
distinguish the fact that it was seeds. You know what I mean? Because if not, they're like, you're selling flower. Like, I'm not selling flower. I'm just trying to sell the seeds. Yeah,
she's colorful, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, she's beautiful. It's not too many that I've seen that don't come out with color on them, and they're just usually a range of beautiful colors like that. I do have another version of Heartless Creature technically that I call Green Creature. I've never released it, but it's I made two different versions of Heartless Creature at the same time with the same No Heart father to two different Creature Bear OG moms, and one was a super rare one. I'd run about 40 of them, most of them all dominant with colors and purple in there, and I found a really rare green one, so I hit that nail to that green one. So I have a green creature too, and it technically produces more green offspring, but they still usually always have some kind of color towards the end, especially if you run colder temps toward the end. It seems to always bring out those anthocyanins, and she just loves to show off her color, but she's a really great purple. I know some people aren't fans of purple strains, but that one's been one of my all-time favorite things, and I spent a lot of time working on it. So
there's good purple weed, just a lot of it just sucks.
Yeah, some of it does suck. I can't deny that. Some of it sucks.
Some just doesn't taste as good as the green ones. That's all.
If you give me 10 purple strains to smoke and 10 green ones to smoke, there's gonna be more of the purple ones that I just don't like. A lot of them don't have flavor.
Fair. I think a lot of them just have a problem carrying the terps over to the taste. You can smell them; they would smell really good, but it never carries over.
Yeah, like a lot of that, like Tropicana stuff. Like, you know, you see like a lot of that, but it just doesn't carry over to the terps. Like when I smoke it, it just kind of like it just tastes like almost like nothing. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
I was just thinking. I was just thinking to myself, this plant that I'm looking at looks just like the first one that I saw. This one.
Yeah, that's the Heartless Creature too.
All right. Yeah, so this is the F2. Like, holy shit. Yeah. I was like, all right, that's the same bud.
Yeah.
It looks like good, I said, dude.
The male I use is pretty stable, so most of its offspring resemble, the Heartless Creature. Most things I hit with them, they tend to look a lot like them. So it's pretty awesome to see how it carried over the way I wanted it to. You'll even see it a lot. It shows up a lot, even in a couple of the Hey You Guys crosses that I've done, because the Goondocks that I made, it's a collab I did with my homie Smokesmith Genetics, and it's a cross with his Smoky Alien Runts, but it's made with Hey You Guys, and it even carries over a lot of the structure from Heartless Creature. So.
Man, yeah, I can see it in this one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, and that's, you know what, this one reminds me of a couple autos I've grown, and I wouldn't consider them like full on purple wheat. Like they have a little bit of purple in there, right? They have some color, but they're not like full on deep dark purple. And there's something about the effects then that carry over, and you still get the good terps, and like there's this great combination. Like this one in particular reminds me of Strawberry Nuggets that I did, which was a Mephisto strain.
I think I seen that on your page. That was nice.
Did you say that you like this one was kind of berryish?
Yeah. It carries a lot of the berry to it.
That's interesting, dude. It's got that look to it. I think this would be a stinker right here.
Yeah, they're pretty good stinkers. That's the thing that I love about it the most. Really, it carries this really funky, musty, pungent kind of smell. Kind of smells like dank that you kind of grew in a basement. Has that myrcene, rotten mango kind of smell to it. It's like they're all really kind of funky and then earthy. That one gets kind of earthy, sour like the sour berry. It even gets this one that kind of smells like a sour version of like a strawberry milk almost. It's kind of off-putting, but delicious at the same time.
Those are the ones I like best.
Yeah, that's what I like. Just good old funky shit. I'm just trying to bring all kinds of unique shit to them. Anything that I can bring out that I haven't really tasted before, that I've been achieving for a really long time. And I've smoked a lot of dank, so if
Right.
if it's anything that I can bring out that I go, damn, I've never really experienced that before, then I generally go for that. But with those F2s, I purposely leaned more towards bringing out the green more because it seemed to hold the flavor even better than she does, which is already impressive with what she does. She holds the
Yeah.
same bag appeal that she has with the smell. She keeps it on her taste. So you'll get that same, terps on the mouth and the taste that you do on the aroma with the smell. So,
That's what's up, dude. Wait, do you make a barbecue sauce too? Is that what I'm seeing here?
actually, yeah, that I don't make it. That's dazed and infused barbecue sauce.
Ah,
So
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of dazed and infused
That's what's
barbecue
up,
sauce.
dude.
Yeah,
That's fun. Look at that. It's got CBG in it, huh?
yeah. The work
Hmm.
she does is amazing.
Hmm.
So,
That looks good, man. I might have to
yeah,
just grab me one of those. Wait, why
Do you
can't
have
we
that on
see
a
that
different
on the
screen? I was
screen?
just gonna say I
Yeah,
can't see
right.
this shit.
I'm sorry, guys. Give me a sec.
that's cool.
Hi.
But
There we go. There's the barbecue sauce.
I love the pirate ship in the background too.
Oh, thanks,
Oh yeah,
man.
there it is. There's that day's sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
it's an
like
amazing.
flavorful stuff.
Damn. What's the heat
It's
level on
super.
it?
Doesn't have a spice to it, and it doesn't have a smoke to it either. It's not smoky. That's probably one of the best things about it. It doesn't have no liquid smoke in it. So when you're making barbecue and you're using your own charcoal and your own wood, the meat stays tasting like the charcoal that you used, and it just adds a nice, sweet, tangy, and kind of like nice collection of like warm spices to it. So it's
Cool, man.
hard to describe what it kind of tastes like, but you should just try it. It's amazing. And the CBD and the CBG with the herb taste to it in the background too is a super great addition to any barbecue sauce when you add a little bit of cannabis to it.
I
It
bet.
brings out especially with the CBG and the CBD strains that she uses. They carry a lot of really different and unique terps that a lot of other strains don't carry. So it carries over to the sauce and gives it a really great vibe. Plus, it's super strong. It puts on a really good
It's
mellow
cool, man.
vibe. Yeah,
It's cool. All right, so I get it. You just like she's your girl. You just put a link on your page, and it took me to hers.
that's my wife's
I was like,
business. Yeah.
oh, all right, I got you. All right, well,
Yeah.
shit, man. Well, you can promote it all you want. Then this is badass.
Yep. Yep. She works hard, dude, and I'm not just promoting it because she's my wife. I'm promoting it because I really use the products that she makes. They've been super helpful for me and
I
being
was
a barber
checking it
for
out before the
that
show,
long.
Wow,
man. Quite an
aromatherapy.
extensive amount of products. Like,
Yeah, she makes it.
she be
Yeah, she
putting in
makes a
work.
lot. Yeah, she makes a
What else
killer
do we
body
got?
cream. It's a like a pain cream, dude. And it's super good if you got like lower back issues and stuff like that. It's pretty fire.
Oh, we got infused snacks. Oh, holy shit! You got a whole menu and stuff, man. That's awesome.
Yep, that's all her. That's all her business and her page. She takes care of all that. I just put the link up
Cool.
for it because the sauce just came out. And it's a pretty awesome sauce. It's a family recipe that's been in the family for a really long time.
Well,
so.
the name of the company is Spectacular, I must say. Dazed and
That's cool.
infused. It's very,
I'm sure-
very nice.
She's watching the show. I'm sure she's ecstatic right now.
That's so cool. Honestly, and yeah, it looks so cool. So congratulations, you guys. Sounds like I don't know, you two share the same sense of humor. You share a love for the plant clearly. I mean, shit,
For
man,
sure.
I wish you would have told me about your site like in the middle in the beginning of the show, but it's all good. I'm glad we found it. And yeah, this is awesome, dude. For sure.
Yeah.
So
It'll
be fun to see kind of follow you, see what you come up with. These auto crosses, new photo, like a strawberry Gary auto. I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a sucker with anything with strawberry in it, man. That shit hits hard.
Yeah.
Really, really, those strawberry terps really pack a punch.
Yeah, for sure. They're some of my favorites. If you're a fan of lemon, I'm not a huge despite the fact that I'm from Ohio and lemon G is big here, I'm not the biggest fan of lemon terps when it comes to like the real citrusy lemon terps. I like the more candy lemon terps, and that's why I picked the Galactus, because it tastes kind of like a lemon Starburst or a lemon Skittle. So if you like that, and those terps hit really hard on that one, and it's a really strong one too. So, but
Nice.
it'll more than likely be out before the Strawberry Gary, because it's been a lot easier going with that one. She's not quite as finicky as the Strawberry Gary. Just put it like that. From a breeder standpoint, lots of breeders grow, great plants and make lots of great things that breed good for growing, but not necessarily for breeding. So there's a big difference, and it's not a big difference that most people see, but obviously you can get things to breed good and show good traits that are consistent, and then somebody goes to breed with it and it doesn't do as well. And we get into the whole,
That's a good point.
Genes and alleles and how they pass off and why one does better than the other. But most of the time you can pass off a pretty good strain if you can just get, the traits that you're looking for to be dominant enough for the grower to see, consistency amongst their phenotypes. So, but then, I went to breed with it, and once I hit it with the auto, it got all kinds of weird on me. So,
Chaos. You open Pandora's box, man.
Tame it, yeah, right. That's the fun part. It's like a wild bronco or something. It's like taming it, just throw it at it, see what it gives me, and then see what I can do with what it gives me. I like the challenge. That's the whole part of the plant, being the creator, making new things, seeing what I can do with it, seeing if I can handle all the challenges it gives me. So I've always dreamed of doing so. I just put everything I have into it. So.
Plant tamer.
Yeah, man.
Quits his job as a barber. Throws everything he's got into the plants. And look at this. Now his wife's making fucking infused goldfish that I could potentially overdose on. I want you to know how fucking dangerous this is.
Those are hard to put down.
Dude, yeah, goldfish? Yeah. Come on now.
Dude, you eat the whole bag, you're going to sleep.
I want you to know how dangerous.
I want you to know that you will go to sleep. Yeah, for sure. They're strong.
That's so cool, man. Well, no, I'm glad we found you, dude. I'm glad you're like, part of the fold here. We can follow your works. Come on, join in on the Discord, post your progress. Show us what you got. That sort of thing. But,
yeah, dude, it all happened randomly, actually, because I kept hearing your name come up, man. And all of a sudden, you had walked by me at Hash Bash. And this dude was like, "Oh, that's Goonie Genetics." I was like, "That's Goonie Genetics." And I was like, "Hey, what's up, brother?" And you came over and we talked for a few minutes. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'd like to have you on the show." And here you are. So,
dude. It's a pretty awesome meetup.
Yeah, you were just heading out for the day. Like you were heading out. So it was just a random meetup,
Dude, I wanted to get. It was so salty too because I had joints of some fire ass Sherba peel that I was passing out all night long, dude. And I literally gave like the last two out like right before I bumped into you. I was like, shit, dude. And it was not only Sherba peel is not only some of my best work, but that grow, man, and those the two or three phenos that I put in those joints, I just freshly ground them up in the morning before we left for the Hash Bash, dude. And it was a fucking huge hit. So that's become probably one of my biggest strains now. I'm gonna send you some though, so you can grow it out.
All right, word. Because I wasn't smoking much flower that weekend, even though I brought a bunch, and it would all got taken by Canada when I hit the border. They robbed me. I got to Canada, so
wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Yeah,
I gave Spooky a couple, so if he was hanging out smoking with Spooky, he was smoking on a couple. So.
Okay, then I might have, yeah.
Pepperoni had some too. He had a couple.
Yeah, we can talk about him on the show.
Nah, that's good. I don't need none of that, for sure, dude. Yeah, but it was cool, man. I got to give some to Bazaar. Got to smoke with him when we was up at the Hash Bash. That was pretty fucking cool. He told me it was pretty good, so it was pretty
nice.
Something, if he could, I would have. I was just enjoying the music, and then got called up there and got to, show it to him, let him try it, and see what it was like. So it was pretty badass.
That's a great event, man. I'll definitely be attending next year.
Yeah, we'll be there for sure. I'll probably come stay the whole weekend next time. I just went up for the day and then went back home. So, I just went up that one day and kicked it hard, right?
The universe works itself in strange ways, man. So I'm glad you guys met, came on the show.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Now we can stay up to date with what you got going on, man. So
yeah, for sure. I'd love to join the Discord.
Yeah, we'll send you a link, and thank you. Again, you can see I'm trying to get wrapped up, but thank you for coming on. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to G3 for sharing your woes with your autoflowers and
My deepest pleasure.
Everything else. And Monster, thank you for doing what you do.
For being Monster.
For being fabulous.
Being fabulous Monster.
Yeah. And I mentioned in the chat, thanks to the chat, thanks to the Patreons. I hope you guys got your beans.
Yeah, much love.
Got your beans. Grow those beans, guys, for sure. He was,
beans.
One of our
Pop
former guests, Outcast Genetics, was kind enough to provide. So I want to see pictures of those fucking pineapple stompers. We got the raspberry stompers, the lucky punches. Some people got the TKOG. I think we got less of those. I think.
No, actually, everybody. It was split up evenly. I believe.
Right, well, cool. Just random. Well,
just random.
Word. Well, yeah, want to see them, guys, and we appreciate it all. So until next time.
Yeah. Much love.
Don't get caught, and yeah, talk to you in a week.
Don't get caught. If you do, run.
Yeah, run fast.